400 400 cases of beef. Trucks is getting robbed. And then Philly is also making people go back to work. This is all happening in Philadelphia. Shout out to my Philly people. But I got to bring y'all to the front of the congregation. Make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm. Subscribe to the channel and turn on your notifications. Let's get it.
It is becoming a trend, but definitely not what the city needs. Cargo heist. The latest incident happening early this morning in Southwest Philly. Hundreds of cases of beef stolen. You might remember back in April, there was a meat heist in Northeast Philly and another just days later with 100 cases of crab legs stolen in Northeast Philly. And Greg,
what do y'all do with this stuff? When y'all steal food, do y'all go home? Do y'all contribute it and distribute it to the community? Do you sell it to restaurants through the back door at a cheaper price? When y'all steal beef, 400 cases of beef, because this is an actual heist, you know how hard it is to carry a case? Man, I used to get cases of chicken and beef and stuff brought into the restaurant. Ultimately, we would get stuff delivered every single day. That junk is heavy. It's very heavy. If you're going to do a heist for meat, what do you sell? Where is the market at for 400 cases of beef?
Turns out it's a bigger issue, nearly a dozen incidents just last month alone. What's going on here?
Yeah, it is definitely a big issue. And one of the problems, speaking with truck drivers, they say there's not enough parking in the Philadelphia region for their trucks. So what you ultimately see is trucks parking on the side of the road like you see here, whether they're closer to their destinations or not, but just parking on the sides of the roads. And what ends up happening is they become vulnerable to crime. Along Delaware Avenue in South Philly, trucks line the ports of Philadelphia, delivering everything from meats, fruits, vegetables, you name it.
I be on the road so much, you can forget the days.
This afternoon, truck driver Andrew Curry is making a pit stop across state lines in New Jersey at a truck stop. But many times that isn't the case, and he says it's because of the lack of truck stops in the Philadelphia region.
You only got 11 hours to drive, and then...
Is that a play, Chasers? Is that a play? How do you make money at truck stops? When I see this type of stuff happen, I don't just report the news and be like, oh man, there's crime happening in Philadelphia. This is happening, that's playing. I don't look at it from that perspective or that lens. I look at it and I'll be thinking to myself, if it's a lack of something, how do they make money? How do truck stops make money? I know that they be charging for showers, food. Somebody said that they actually have to pay to park and stuff like that. How do they make money at truck stops, y'all? I need to know that. I want to know. Is this a business that we need to be looking at getting into, Chasers? And what's the barrier to entry? What's the barrier to entry in order to create a truck stop? Buy land and build something on top of it? What's the barrier to entry? A lot of tricking at truck stops. Truck stops are just like gas stations, AD. A lot of lizards. A lot of lizards. Y'all wild. Y'all are some wild. Why y'all say who was the dude at the bottom left of the screen? Stop. Stop. That is the mayor of Philadelphia. Class. Jesus Christ. Stop. Stop. Y'all can't do that. Let me see the name. Tom Dog then lost his connection. Maybe the Microsoft outage is also affecting our internet connection. That is the mayor of Philadelphia. Y'all stop being mean.
We got 3 hours of break. So when that time goes...
We got alternatives here. We don't just have... We got 3 different internet sources. I got 3 different high-speed internet sources. So if you ever see me start to freeze a little bit, maybe we getting hit with the outage on one source, but we ultimately got different sources to where we're not going to be affected. So we're going to keep the show rolling. We might get a little bit frozen a little bit, but we back. Let's get to it, y'all.
Wow. And a lot of times I find myself sleeping on the side of the road and the truck, in an unsafe place.
Which is where they become major targets. Philly police say in the last 3 weeks, there have been 11 cargo heists involving trucks. The most recent this morning, just before 5 a.m. on the 2800 block of South 63rd.
Her name is Sherelle Parker. She's the mayor of Philadelphia. The mayor of Philadelphia's name is Sherelle Leslie Parker. All right, she's the 100th mayor of Philadelphia. And I think she was elected this year or something like that. I don't know.
100 cases of beef, estimated at $15,000, were stolen from the back of an unattended cargo truck. Police believe many of these heists are connected.
It's definitely a crime ring, a group of people. We've made arrests of members of this group. We believe it's the same group.
Police say they've been working with federal and state officials to crack down on this operation. In the meantime, some truck drivers say they've been advised by their companies not to even park near Philly.
What we do, we just park like 100 miles out of Philly, and then a rest area or truck stop.
They advising y'all not to even park in Philly at all? Oh man, this sounds like a business opportunity. How do they make money off a truck? Like, it's like a gas station, but I'm wondering, do they also charge them to park there? Do they charge them to park there charge for laundry, showers, food, and parking? Okay, so let me see this. Slide out to Slim Jimmy. He said that Slim Jimmy. They said they charge for laundry, showers, food, and parking. Huh? Really? I'm gonna have to do some research.
We can do better than here because we don't want to risk anything.
Police say earlier this year, a driver was thrown to the ground after confronting a group of thieves, which authorities urge drivers not to do.
We driving all night, or we driving all morning, and then we got to worry about, not getting proper rest because we got to keep one eye open and keep peeking out just to make sure that the lock is still on the back of the truck.
Now, the question that many people may be asking themselves is, if there is something going on, a heist going on, will the truck drivers actually hear the activity that's going on in the back of their vehicle? Well, we asked the truck drivers, and they had said that they don't hear it because of the fact that a lot of these have refrigerators on the back of them, especially the ones that are carrying the meat, and it is so loud that they can't hear any type of activity that's going on in the back.
Wow, that's pretty crazy. But also on top of that, an armored truck was robbed across from the police headquarters. You can't make this up, bro.
Yeah, limited details at this point. This is the AutoZone at 9th and Edgemont, which you can see is back open at this point. Customers are able to go in and out of the store. The scene here happened pretty quickly. And when I say that it happened in the shadow of the police department here in Chester, I'm not kidding. The morning sun, this place is literally in the shadow. That's how close it is to the police department here in Chester. Now, take a look at video from Skyforce 10. I want to show you what we know at this point.
Shout out to
and tell you a little
Rochelle.
bit about what we
I'm
don't know.
gonna definitely read that
that
shortly.
a Brinks truck was held up here at the AutoZone, and that some things were taken, presumably money, were taken at this point. We can't give you all the information because Chester police haven't gotten back to us with information about the suspects, where they think they went. They did get away, we know that. What did they get? Did they get any firearms, or was it just money? Anything else? We did check with other police departments in the area, including in the state of Delaware and Philadelphia. Philadelphia says they have not been informed of anything about this case. Still waiting for some calls back from Delaware police and federal agencies to see what happened exactly. But again, it happened this morning here, just after noon actually. And we do see from the video, we saw a Brinks employee getting into the back of an ambulance. Does not appear to be too hurt, got in on under their own power. So we are trying to figure out what happened here, what led up to this. Chester police are on a shooting in another part of the city that's completely unrelated. So I'm told they're having a little trouble keeping up to try to get us information about this case earlier in the day. When we get more information, you can be sure you'll get that information as well.
So Philly, have I been missing what's going on in Philly? Have I not been aware? Do I need to be more aware of what's happening in Philadelphia as far as the things that's happening in these streets? Have I been so focused on Chicago and Oakland that Philly needs to be to the front of the congregation? Last but not least, in Philadelphia, they are now requiring all city workers to return back to the office after a fight for them to continue to work from home. Check it out.
Philadelphia city workers are all going back into the office starting today.
Yeah, this comes after a prolonged fight over coming back 5 days a week. NBC 10's Katie Zachary.
Okay, 2 slim trims in there. I see y'all.
Is live for us in Center City with what to expect this
doing,
morning.
Philly?
Katie.
Well, Mayor Sherelle Parker has pushed for this. She promised to make the city of Philadelphia the safest, cleanest, and biggest green city in the country.
And Mayor Sherelle Parker is the person that is right under me. All right, give her some love.
and she says this return to work for all city employees on a full-time basis gets the city one step closer to that. You may remember the city's virtual work schedule began back in 2021 because of COVID-19. So now, after more than 3 years, it's back to work in person full-time for all Philadelphia city workers. Earlier this month, District Council 47 of AFSCME filed a lawsuit claiming Mayor Parker's back-to-work mandate violated its contract. There was a 2-day hearing last week where union lawyers argued if there was a change, it had to be bargained with its leaders.
I ain't never seen a group of people try to bargain. Is that what the union is fighting nowadays, from coming back into the office? Look, listen. I know that y'all want to work from home. I get it. I don't ever want to go back into the office either. I'm literally dialed into my computer right now. I know y'all want to stay remote, and I'm with you. I don't blame you. I'm in that same boat. However, for whatever reason, I don't believe that that was a part of the negotiations as far as the union being able to bargain on whether or not you should work from home or not. That's crazy. Stop it. That's not. You can't say, oh man, we don't want to come back into the office. Boy, if you don't get your butt back in the office.
In the end, a judge denied the request to stop Mayor Parker's mandate, so all city workers are expected back to work in person today.
We know that this is going to have a devastating impact. Some people may leave right away. Some people might wait until they get employment.
Our workforce is considerably important to us, right? We want to ensure that we continue to build on the culture
nowhere to go.
And the experience that's positive in the workplace.
You ain't got nowhere to go.
Coming up in our next half hour, you'll hear what some business owners and restaurateurs throughout Philadelphia are offering today and throughout the week to help ease that transition of all of those employees coming back to work in person full time. Good morning. That's right. It's a big day. It's going to be a big adjustment for many of those city employees who have worked from home for the last several years. In fact, leading up to this point, 20% of city workers still worked from home. So bringing them all back in person today is going to be an adjustment. But business owners throughout Philadelphia say they are ready. They're excited for more foot traffic around mealtime. And in turn, many are offering incentives or free or discounted food for city employees who walk in and show their ID. This comes after Mayor Parker's return to work mandate was upheld last week, despite lawyers for union work.
Let me tell y'all why. Let me tell you why it's so important for y'all to work from home. For y'all to get back into work, or why they believe that it's important for you to go back into work and to go back into the office, because it's an economy. You working from home actually does not stimulate the economy. You don't go out for lunch. You don't go and buy gas. You don't stop at gas stations. You don't trick off on these hoes. You don't meet people in person, have team luncheons, team outings. Different businesses don't benefit as a result of it. And so when y'all work from home, y'all actually messing up the money in Philadelphia. Y'all messing up the economy. You know what I'm saying? Some people in the chat are saying, oh, it's not safe. No, y'all going to get back to work like the rest of them. Just like the rest of the people, y'all going to go ahead and get back to work. We don't care if it's safe or not. We don't care how you feel about it. You're going to be right back in a sack just like everybody else. Don't trip. Don't even trip about it. We got you, boo. We got you. You going to be back in the office. Get your lazy butt to work like everybody else. It was a privilege. It was a benefit. You should have benefited from it. You should have developed some more skills. You should have went to school. You should have went to school online while you was working from home, got a second job, benefited from it, but you thought that this was going to be forever. I remember when people were running out and buying homes because they said, we ain't never going to be returning back to work. The economy is different now. And nobody is going back into the office anymore. Joke's on you. Joke's on you. You are going to take your behind back to work. You're going to get in that office. You're going to sit there. You're going to be a work wife to a work husband. Your boss is going to be sitting there telling you to bring some coffee. And you're going to get back to work just like the rest of the people. Because guess what? You ain't got no options. That's what happens when you ain't got options. See, listen, if I got to go back to work full time, I got options. 100%, I got options. I'm sitting there looking at my computer. It's looking at me. I'm looking at it. It's looking at me. I'm looking at it. They said, here, we're going to start transitioning back into the office. I was like, okay. I'm still sitting right here. And look, there will be remote work opportunities. But if you want those opportunities, then you have to develop a skill set that allows for you to be able to negotiate that at the next place that you work at. If you working in for the city or something like that, and you're not actually a technology worker or something, you come on back. Come on, Clevis. You've been late to all of these meetings every day. Can't get out of your bed in time. Ain't focused. Ain't taking care of business. Come on back into the city. Y'all need to go and get to work anyway, because you can't find no husband sitting at home. Your husband is going to work every day. Your husband is out in the street. Your husband is is in passing. You're going to meet your husband walking down the street. Y'all keep being on these apps. Go on back to work. You can watch the Millionaire Morning Show while you're at work. Don't trip about it. Come on back to work, Clevis. All right? Y'all need to stop robbing trucks and getting into foolishness anyway. Idle mind is a devil's workshop. Come on back to work, baby girl.